Welcome to the Daily Northwestern Lacrosse Roundtable. I'm sports editor Robbie Levin along with beat writer Brian Chappatta. So Brian, as we all know, the story this weekend was Northwestern lost, first time since 2008 to North Carolina, 18-16. But before we get to that, let's talk about the other game this weekend. The Wildcats pushed past Johns Hopkins on Friday, and they were down at halftime, but how did they come back in the second half?
Yeah, they ended up pulling it out, but the first half was just really bizarre. It was very low scoring. They were down 3-2. It looked like Northwestern wasn't even trying to score. They took 9 shots in the half, and really they made no sort of one-on-one moves. They might have even been trying to run some plays that they would be running against the Tar Heels. I'm not sure what they were doing, but they made no conscious effort to try to score the ball. And then what happened in the second half is they went back to their style of play, which is a lot of one-on-one plays, taking their defenders one-on-one, using Katrina, using Shannon, using Danielle's overall just talent to overpower Johns Hopkins. And Danielle Spencer scored, I believe, the only 2 goals in the first half for Northwestern, and those 2 were both on one-on-one attempts. So if it weren't for that, they would have been down by even more at the half.
Yeah, and so moving on to Sunday's game, just what did North Carolina do that no team in the past 2 years could do? How'd they pull it out?
Well, first of all, North Carolina is extremely talented. They could match Northwestern's star power pretty much 1 for 1. But what they were able to do was take away Danielle Spencer completely, which it happened against Penn State, but against a top team like North Carolina, when Northwestern needed all of its players to be on their game, Kristen Carr really took Danielle Spencer out of the game early, and she was never able to get back in it. She misfired on a lot of shots that were pretty ill-advised. Katrina Dowd had a stellar game in terms of around the crease, just finding ways to get the ball in the back of the net. But ultimately, what killed Northwestern was their inability to, in the first half, stop the Tar Heels' runs when they started. The Tar Heels went on a 6-0 run after Northwestern took a 6-2 lead, and then again to close out the half after Northwestern had started pulling away 12-8 to tie it up, scoring with 2 seconds left in the half. And that's just a lot of momentum going North Carolina's way, and their defense certainly held in the second half.
So did you see anything different in the second half in terms of their defense? Or it seemed like North Carolina's goalie, Logan Ripley, was playing much better, but Northwestern just couldn't get it going in the second half offensively.
Yeah, Logan Ripley was outstanding, especially down the stretch. Northwestern had a lot of free position opportunities to get back in the game, and those would have been huge because you make a shot, you win the draw control, and you're right back. You could rattle off a run like Northwestern and North Carolina both did in the first half, but they weren't able to do that. They weren't able to convert because Logan Ripley made some extremely amazing saves.
Well, now Northwestern has to do something it hasn't done since 2008, and that's come back after a loss. What's next for the Wildcats, and how do you think they'll respond?
Well, the schedule is still difficult. They have Vanderbilt coming up this weekend, and then Virginia down the road, then Florida. And Virginia is the team that knocked off North Carolina in overtime this year, so they're definitely not a foe to be taken lightly. And in terms of Vanderbilt, I think Northwestern, a loss might be good for them. As a young team, I know nobody likes to think that we needed to lose in order to get better, but I really think that this young team, more than half the team has never experienced a loss in a Northwestern uniform, and for them to feel that sour taste of losing when you are always hyped up as the best team, they're going to remember that. And Danielle and Katrina and Kelly all said that they hope that fuels this young team down the road, finishing off these last 3 games and into the NCAA tournament. And I think it will. I mean, I think that they still have a great chance of winning a national championship, and partially because of this loss.
Great. Well, Brian, as always, thank you very much. And for more lacrosse coverage, keep it here at dailynorthwestern.com/lacrosse. For lacrosse beat writer Brian Chappatta, I'm sports editor Robbie Levin. Thanks for watching.